Now, it wasn't that long ago on the live stream that we talked about the case of the SOHO54 murders, in which this broad right here, I told you we would find out that she was hoeing, because, well, we found out she was hoeing. But even bigger than this, we also have come to find out that there could have been a potential serial killer in this situation, as a man has been arrested. I'm thejbgunner. This is Crime Time. Let's get on into it. Let's do it.
Bring it back.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm thejbgunner, and this is Crime Time. Now, before we get started, I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody that supports the channel, any of my channels, regardless of platform and regardless of method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Truth is, guys, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you, the Gun Squad. Love you guys so much. Big shout out to you. And if you too find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Support the channel. Join the Gun Squad today. And while you're down there, if you're not a snowflake and you're not offended by me, you may want to go check out my politics channel, my live stream channel. I do live streams every day. I got a gaming channel, a vacationing channel, amusement park channel, hiking channel. I got all kinds of shit. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this, because it wasn't too long ago in which I told you guys, particularly I believe it was on a live stream, that when we got the news about what happened in this case, we would find out that this woman was a whore. And that's exactly what we found out. That's exactly what we found out. And it's just, look, man, it's just common logic that if you see chicks and all they're doing is taking ass shots and duck face at the thing, look, man, they're whores. There's no way around it. They're whores. And we found out that I was telling the truth. Man suspected of killing NYC mom, Denise Olias Arachna, whatever the fuck, age 38, was caught on surveillance footage. Remember this story. I'm going to show you the story from the beginning to the end. Fleeing in her distinctive leggings. This motherfucker put on the broad's leggings after ditching his blood-spattered pants inside her $110 per night Soho hotel. If you don't remember, he beat her to death with a fucking iron. Police said on Thursday that while they have yet to identify the individual, don't worry, we'll get back to this. We'll get back to all of that. So there was the male fleeing where she passed away at in this motel. Like I told you when I saw these images, whore, and we found out that I was not wrong. Mom or not, I'm not going to let you off the hook for being a whore, and I get it. A lot of people think I disrespect the women's. No, if you're a whore, I'm going to call you a whore. And we found out I was right, because every time I call one a whore, they end up being a whore. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to this. Let's get to this. Here's the initial story, if you may have not seen it or forgot it.
8-year-old woman found dead in a hotel room here in Manhattan. A bloody iron found next to her. News 4's Melissa Colorado live at the SOHO54 on Watt Street, where police have been collecting their evidence. Melissa, what are they saying at this point?
Well, Natalie, the details that police are sharing with us are incredibly disturbing. But let me set the scene for you for a second. It is Fashion Week. A lot of the guests staying at this hotel, they're here for Fashion Week. They're here for the fashion shows, never expecting that they would be this close to a crime scene. Now, police say a 38-year-old woman was found dead in a hotel room here at the SOHO54 hotel.
That's right.
All preliminary evidence indicating that this is likely a homicide. A law enforcement source telling us that a bloody iron was found near the woman's head. Police telling us that the woman was found lying on the floor underneath a blanket. This woman's body was discovered around 10:30 this morning in a room on the 11th floor. We spoke to friends from LA who happened to be staying right next to the room where this woman's body was found. They said they heard hotel staff pounding on the door this morning, but they had no reason to suspect that something violent was happening in the room next door to them, because they were gone last night. Here's what they described.
The door was open and they were like, she has no pulse. And it was like a good hour before they even, like, the fire department came, of them banging on the door next to us.
It's really
damn.
saddening to see that here and see that it was something real.
You see how limp wristed these motherfuckers in New York are? You see how limp wristed they are?
And we know that the medical examiner was here investigating this scene, and they will be in charge of discovering how exactly this woman died. But at the moment, this investigation is still ongoing, and police have not released the name of this 38-year-old woman. That's the latest.
Well, I reported her name to you, and guess what? They actually found the suspect in Arizona and arrested him. Roll it.
Connection with that murder of a woman at a SOHO hotel has now been arrested out in Arizona.
And police say it could have victims in multiple states.
There we go.
Dr. Briella Tomasetti, she joins us with the latest from SOHO. Briella, good morning.
Tashani and Dan, good morning to both of you. So investigators in Arizona are expected to formally announce charges against 26-year-old Rod Al-Manzouri later today. The charges include attempted homicide, assault, aggravated assault, theft, robbery, and criminal damage. That's in addition to being wanted for murder here in New York.
He's been doing shit all over the
26-year-old
place.
Rod Al-Manzouri, the man wanted for killing a woman inside a SOHO hotel, has been arrested in Arizona and charged in 2 stabbings there. The murder suspect was picked up in Scottsdale while driving a stolen car. Just 9 days after 38-year-old Denise Olias Arancibia was found beaten and stabbed to death in New York City.
He committed a knife-point carjacking in Phoenix, Arizona, where he stabbed his female victim.
By the way, she was seen on surveillance photo going up to the room with him. She was whoring.
He managed to escape that scene. The very next day, in Surprise, Arizona, he dragged a female employee of a McDonald's into the ladies' room, held her against her will, and stabbed her several times.
Damn.
Police tracked Al-Manzouri via phone and credit card usage. On January 26th, he purchased a plane ticket from Florida to New York. About a week and a half later, he visited an escort in Upper Manhattan. Sometime between the afternoon of February 7th and the morning of February 8th, he arranged a visit with Olias Arancibia, who had also been working as an escort. The Queen's mother was found unconscious inside a SOHO hotel room and pronounced dead shortly afterwards.
Told you.
The New York City Medical Examiner's Office ruled her death a homicide.
You always call them whores, JB. You always call them whores. Well, they're whoring. Here.
Blunt force trauma to the head. A bloodied, broken iron was recovered at the scene.
It seems there was a dispute.
Damn, that's a crazy way to die.
Stay in the room, and that's what caused the outburst, which caused the attack.
Al-Manzouri was caught on surveillance
longer
cameras leaving the SOHO54 hotel in Olias Arancibia's leggings. He has no prior arrests in New York, but was previously arrested in Florida, Texas, and Arizona.
No.
Police say most cases involve domestic violence and assault. Last year, Al-Manzouri was arrested for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a woman in the Sunshine State, but was out after posting his own bail.
Anywhere that he's visited, there's potential that there are other victims.
Al-Manzouri is currently being held without bond in Arizona. The NYPD is working hand
and there's more to that.
DA's office to arrange.
Speaking of that, he was being held with no bond in Arizona. Arizona will not extradite NYC prostitute murderer. As prosecutor says, Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, of course, lacks treatment of violent criminals means he cannot be trusted. That's exactly right. You liberal sacks of shit keep letting everybody out. And so, well, they're free to kill again. They're free to kill again. So they literally said they're not going to extradite because they obviously have some shit there in Arizona they're going to deal with, and they don't. And obviously the Florida case, he's got all kinds of shit going on right now. She just wouldn't die. SOHO54 murder suspect's chilling confession after he tried to snap prostitute's neck, beat her over the head with an iron, and attempted to suffocate her with a sock and blanket. That dude ain't very good at just killing shit, right? Arizona police say Rod, you know his name, went into graphic detail about how he murdered Denise Olias, whatever the fuck her name is. The 26-year-old appeared in court for the first time since February 8th murder, as prosecutors in New York and Arizona will fight over where he will be tried. Not a single woman on this planet likes me, so I was very upset. Now, my friends, this is an incel. Not Brian Kohlberger. You don't hear Brian Kohlberger talk. And I'm going to tell you why nobody likes you. Because you're one of them little lawn care vendors. Those one of the little lawn care specialists. Taco vendors. And you're murdering and raping and harming these broads. Nobody's going to like you. That's the way it works. You know, a woman's not going to be like, I sure would love a relationship with this guy that likes to rape and murder and kill women. You see what I'm saying? You've done it to yourself, bro, little fella. Alleged sex killer Rod Mansouri boasted to police of the sheer effort involved in murdering a New York prostitute who just wouldn't die. The 26-year-old appeared at a detention hearing in Arizona for the first time since he was pulled from a stolen vehicle and arrested at gunpoint in a Phoenix car garage on February 18. Details of another 3 sex attacks have emerged since the mother of 2 Denise was found beaten to death at SOHO54 hotel February 8th. He went into graphic details. He said she just wouldn't die. Cops swarmed the suspect right there. They called him a budding serial killer. When the strangling did not work, Mansouri wrenched her head from side to side in a bid to snap her neck, goddamn, before battering her with an iron. She was already dying from her injuries by the time he tried to suffocate with a sock and blanket, according to Goebel. Not a single woman on this planet likes me, so I was very upset. The fate of Mansouri has become a political football, and we'll get to that too, because there's a lot going on here. Obviously, when we're talking about Alvin Bragg notoriously lets these people go. This is the woman right here. She was held captive by that man in Orlando, Florida home before choking and raping her in April of last year. He stabbed a woman in Phoenix on February 17th before kidnapping and stabbing a McDonald's employee in nearby Surprise, Arizona the next day. Leah Paleon says Mansouri held her captive in her Orlando, Florida home before choking and sexually assaulting her. He says, I hate to have to do this. I hate that I have to kill you, he told her during the entire ordeal. He was arrested but freed on $2,500 bail after that attack in September. It's insane, right? These people keep getting let out due to these Soros-funded DAs. SOHO54 killer choked another woman in Florida in April, telling her, I'm sorry I have to kill you, which we just talked about. So we may have... Goddamn, she's fine. She is fine. Paleon managed to escape by running into a rest stop's bathroom and calling 911. So was she a whore too? Paleon, man. She met Mansouri at her job in Orlando restaurant before she started giving him rides home from work. Yeah, that's not smart. She's a little too hot to just be giving random little lawn care specialist rides home from work. Seems kind of dumb, right? But he bragged about killing the woman in the New York City hotel.
Killer on the move. This is Rod Mansouri leaving the SOHO54 hotel, allegedly after killing 38-year-old Denise Oleas Arancibia.
There was a dispute over the time he was allowed to stay in the room, and that's what caused the outburst, which caused the attack.
Mansouri was apparently wearing the victim's leggings, walking out of the hotel. That is just one bizarre twist. Police believe the 26-year-old has been on a violent rampage across several states until he was caught more than 2,300 miles away from the city in Arizona. It appears the 26-year-old has been busy going after women. Some of the victims, police say, are sex workers.
This is what an INCEL killer looks like.
Mansouri took a plane from Florida to the city, used a credit card in the city, spent time with an escort in Upper Manhattan, allegedly met and murdered the 38-year-old mother inside the Soho hotel, flew to Arizona from Newark Airport, and while in Arizona, he allegedly stole a woman's car, stabbed another woman inside a McDonald's. Police arrested Mansouri while he was driving the victim's stolen car.
While in the custody of Arizona law enforcement, he informs them that he is wanted for homicide in New York City and tells the cops that they should Google SOHO54 hotel.
The victim of the Soho murder moved to this quiet neighborhood in Queens with her 18-year-old son just a few months ago. A neighbor tells us she is relieved hearing about the arrest, but police believe there might be more victims out there based on the suspect's own admissions.
As the subject told Arizona cops that he hurt 3 additional girls in Florida.
And there's still so much to unpack out here. The chief of D's, Chief Joseph Kenny, says that the department is working with the district attorney's office in hopes to get that suspect extradited back to the city to face murder charges here. But as far as a time frame, they're still waiting to hear back. In the meantime, they want anyone who possibly came across this man to call Crime Stoppers. The number's right there. It's 800-577-TIPS.
So this cocksucker bragged about it. Bragged about it. Arizona has no intentions in extraditing him. They say he may be a multi-state serial attacker, but it seems to me like they pretty much know exactly who he is and what he's done. Multiculturalism is bad, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to say it again. These Soros-funded DAs are bad. Everybody keeps talking about we need jail and prison reform. No, we don't. We need human being reform. At the end of the day, though, this woman played stupid games. She wanted to live a high-risk lifestyle, and she ended up paying the price for it. If you want to end up selling your pussy to some little fucking border hopper or whatever the fuck he actually is, then, you know, this kind of thing can happen. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Everybody always talks about a woman's body, her choice, she should be. Look, I'm actually pro-legalization of prostitution. I don't think it should be illegal to sell something that's perfectly legal to give away for free. However, just because you can do something, don't mean you should do something. And the reality of this is, when you sell your pussy for money, you put yourself in a very high-risk lifestyle that puts you in the place with men that may not want that kind of information out there, or they look at you as someone who you can get rid of. No big deal. Just a whore. Now, I'm not saying I look at it that way. Expendable. That's how they look at you. It's a risky game. Just like drug dealing is a risky game. And if you play those stupid games, you could win those stupid prizes. My initial thoughts in this case ended up being correct. And looks like a real scumbag's off the streets. And by the way, for you people to think Kohlberger's an incel, no. That is what an incel actually looks like. And that is what an incel does. I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. It's your second video of the day. The first one had to put on Rumble and shit like that. Let me know what you guys think. If you like what I do here and you find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Show your boy some love. I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out.